I only have 24 hours for MrBeast to see this. And why do you say that, you might ask? Because I have been trying to get MrBeast to see one of my videos forever. I redid his Feastable bars. That stroke a little softer. I redid his logo and made it realistic, which is pretty cool, I think, actually. And most importantly, I made like a 50-something episode series on shorts about making a YouTube poster for MrBeast. Talk about that for commitment. And guess what? No answer. But I mean, that's okay. I guess I'll just keep trying until he answers. No, that's why I'm giving myself 24 hours to make the absolute most epic movie poster for MrBeast, so he will answer me. The first thing I need to do is get a nice little base for MrBeast to stand on, and I was thinking to do that, it would be kind of like a desert. First thing I did was find this little rock. I'm gonna scale up. Now I'm just gonna use the quick selection tool because it's quick. And boom, we got a little base for MrBeast. Now behind that, I'm going to put this little thing. I don't even know what this is called. Just has some ground behind it. Now I'm going to use the pen tool to mask only the rocks out. This is so boring. Make the selection and add a mask. There we go. Now behind that, I would like the sky to be like this galaxy type thing. So grab these two pictures right here, see what we can do with them. First one, I'm just going to scale up, just like that. And that looks fine already, honestly. I'm just going to use a really soft brush with the flow at 10%. We are just going to mask away this part that we do not need. Mask it in there, see if it will fit. It looks like it will pretty well. Now we're going to make this more of a pink and blue to match the MrBeast colors that we've all come and known to love. To all these bright spots, we're just going to make it pink and blue. Now we're going to color match these rocks because they obviously look a little out of place right now. Add some magenta to it and a little bit of blue. Do that to the front and the back rock. We're also going to make this one a little bit darker. And then the same with the one in the top. Now, I know the scale on this might not make much sense, but I'm just going to add MrBeast in here just like this. I'm using the pen tool just to cut it out. There we go. I had some people ask the other day about why I don't just use the select subject tool and everything. It's because the pen tool just gives a way more refined look for cutouts. Now, I'm not saying not to use a select subject tool. I use it actually a lot because it's really, really good. Probably one of the best tools in Photoshop, but the pen tool is just better to me. My goal for this poster is not for it to be realistic, really in any way. It's more just to capture everything that MrBeast has done in his illustrious career. I'm just going to mask away these parts of the knee that would be behind the rock. Now let's just go ahead and adjust the colors to make him also match the scene. Already looks a lot better. Now we're going to add some really basic shadows to him, especially to the feet. Just makes a huge difference. Now we're also going to add a nice shadow to these rocks. There we go. We're also going to add a crown to MrBeast because, you know, he's the king of YouTube and all that. Now that we have the crown kind of in place, we also need to fix the colors on that. Now let's add a nice little shadow underneath MrBeast's crown. That looks pretty good so far. Now next, one of the most important things in my opinion, we're going to add a tiger. Right here we're going to use the select subject tool. Tiger selected, just like that, pretty easy. First of all, of course, we have to make that tiger blue. So that's a pretty similar blue. Now we're going to go in and take the color out of all the places that it does not need to be. In fact, we need to make the eyes completely white. So we're just going to use exposure. We're going to turn it all the way up. Now we're going to grab these lightning overlays. And we're just going to put them on the back of his eyes. Now we're going to make that lightning obviously pink, just to match the logo. Ooh, that already looks really good. Of course, we also need that on the other side. Use that one on the edge right there. Now we're going to use a soft brush and we're just going to mask out the parts that we don't need. And that already looks pretty dang awesome, I'm not going to lie. Now, of course, we need to add some shadows to the tiger because it's just a little too bright. Literally just doing the same thing over and over. I hope this is entertaining. To go along with those shadows, we're obviously going to need a nice bright pink highlight all over the tiger. Now I'm I'm gonna add an exposure layer over the top just to make those highlights a little brighter in the places that they need to be. Now we're gonna have to add a nice bright pink glow over the top of everything. I'm just gonna paint all that on there. That already looks pretty dang cool. Now obviously because of that, we're gonna need a nice bright pink highlight on MrBeast himself. Now of course, always right, I need a little YouTube logo in there somewhere. So up on the top of this rock, really small, I'm just gonna add this YouTube logo in. Now I'm gonna add a little exposure layer as a shadow to it. I'm also gonna add a little glow to it because I think it would be cool if there's a little bit of a red glow. And because of that, we obviously have to add another highlight to the background rocks. Now obviously, we need a big stack of money. So I'm just gonna put a big stack of money right there. That literally works perfectly. Make sure that is a lot darker. Draw in some shadows to it. And that calls for even more shadows on these rocks. I'm also gonna add a nice highlight to the cache because I feel like it really needs it. It looks a little dull right now. Just using a hue saturation layer. Just gonna add a really nice highlight to it. And just some more adjustments to the tiger because I don't think he really fits in as well as he could. I'm gonna put these feastable bars behind everything, and I'm just gonna make them falling down from the sky. Now I'm gonna take a separate MrBeast bar and do the same thing, but with a different flavor. Just like that, and that looks good. We're gonna add shadows and highlights to each one individually. Now let's make a title for it. I think I'm gonna call it MrBeast the Movie. The Movie. I'm gonna add a drop shadow to this MrBeast thing. I'm gonna add some really tiny text down here. That's not gonna mean anything actually. I'm also gonna add a nice blue glow up here, just to add some more color to it. Also gonna add a nice blue highlight to MrBeast himself. Now I'm just gonna add a really soft little haze vignette around the side. And I'm gonna merge every layer together. And we're gonna add a camera raw filter. I'm just gonna go through literally every single one of these slides until I find something that I like. Now before I show you the final product, I'm going to need you guys to promise me that you will send this to MrBeast. I'm going to DM it to him at the end of this video. Maybe I'll get a response. Probably not. Either way, here is your final product. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I tried something different with this video, so I hope you guys liked it, and tell me if you want to see more stuff like this in the future. See you guys in the next one.